Good morning, students. Today we are going to do chapter 13, India, Location, Geological Structure and Physiography. Now, what do you mean by location? Where India is located in the world, its geological structure and physiography. What do you mean by geological structure and physiography? Here, listen. Geological structure is that which helps us in understanding the types of character of rocks, slopes, the physical and chemical properties of soils, the availability of minerals, and the surface and underground water resources. Whereas the physiography, what we understand by this, is that India is divided into 6 physiographic divisions on basis of the varied physiographic features. They unite as, they are the units as Northern and Northeastern Mountain, Northern Plain, Peninsular Plateau, Indian Desert, Coastal Plains and Islands. Now, what is that coastal plains and all? We are going to study now this chapter 3, as we saw location of geological structure and physiography. This is the part 1. Okay, you also have the part 2. So in part 1 and 2, we are going to study all that as I have spoken. Now, let's have a look at this map. Here, you get to see the world map, where they have shown India in the world, the position of India, where our country is. Now, before we could go to see that where India lies, let's have a look at the different colors. What do these different colors indicate over here? They show us the different continents. And how many continents do you see, students? There are altogether 7 continents, and they are North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia and Antarctica. Now, you will say, sister, what about this white color? This is our country where India lies. Where is our position? Where are we situated here in the world? And so, into which continent we come, students? In the which continent we belong to? India belongs to which continent? India belongs to Asian continent. Now, just pay attention. Asia is the world's largest continent of the 7 continents in size and populations. Asia is the largest continent among all the 7 continents, size-wise and population-wise. Asia covers 1/3 of Earth's surface. It has 30% of world land and 60% of population. So this is just about Asia. We are going to study about India. I just told you about Asia because we come into Asian continent. We are also going to see our neighboring countries later on. But just come to the paragraph number 1 and pay attention there. Be with me, students. Paragraph number 1. India holds a unique position among the countries of the world. India is a country having largest democracy and its culture is one of the oldest. Now, make a bracket to both these sentences. India holds a unique position among the countries of the world. What do you understand by the unique position? We do have a unique identity. We do have our own place in the world. Who do we mean over here, students? We mean our country, we the Indians. Okay, now when I taught you chapter 8, I also have spoken to you about the largest democracy. India is the largest democratic country, and so our culture is one of the oldest culture. You will see in your 10th standard textbook, when you go to 10th standard, you will see your first 7 chapters are all about our culture, our cultural heritage, how rich we are. That all we get to know as we study in detail about our India. And what is that? It is the oldest culture. Ancestors have been handing over to us. It has the largest democracy in the world. India is the largest democratic country. The coordinating attitude of our culture has not discarded any religion, race, people, but has accepted them wholeheartedly. Students, this is something important. The coordinating attitude. What do you mean by that coordinating attitude? That coming together, bringing together, treating everyone as one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So that treating everyone as one family, that is what has been our culture. And so it has not discarded, it has not thrown away any religion or race or the people, but have accepted everyone without discriminating, wholeheartedly, generously and happily. Thus, impartiality towards all religions, people and races is the peculiar characteristic of India. And so students, what? Thus, impartiality towards all religions, people and races in the peculiar characteristics of India is the peculiar. It's something different than any other countries of the world. Peculiar characteristic of India, that we treat everyone equally, whichever religion, race the people belong to. And students, this is what I have already taught you in chapter 8. This is why India has become a cultural confluence. This is why India has become a cultural confluence. In the exam, you could be asked the question, what do you mean by India as a cultural confluence? What answer will you write, students? Before I could give you the answer point-wise, let me just tell you what do you understand by this cultural confluence. Now, cultural confluence, con, the meaning of con means with, and fluence, which sounds like a flow. When things come together like rivers do, flowing from entirely different places, you call that a confluence. So, over here, the way in which two or more things come together to become one single thing. Different religions, different races, different people, when they come together and form as one family, that is India, which is called as the cultural confluence. So, you must have already got the answer, which points would come in the cultural confluence. When you write the answer, the first paragraph, the whole paragraph will come as the answer, and you have to write it in a point form. First and foremost, you will write that India holds a unique position among the countries of the world. You will also write that India's democracy is the largest and its culture is the oldest in the world. You will write that the third point, as India has the largest democracy, it also has a coordinating attitude of our culture, which has not discarded any religion, race or people, but have accepted everyone wholeheartedly. There is no partiality, but everyone is treated equally. And so, the impartiality towards all religion, people, races is a peculiar characteristic of India, which makes, or that is why India has become a cultural confluence. This is a 2 marks answer. Let's go to the second paragraph. Even though many natural and man-made induced disasters have taken place, India has consistently continued her progress. The geographical conditions have contributed immensely towards the development and progress of Indian culture. See students, look at this. Even though many natural and man-induced disasters have taken place in India. Okay, now what are the natural calamities or disasters? Like earthquake, cyclone, floods. They are the natural. What about the man-induced disasters? When there is a war, the terrorist attack. Okay, so students, whatever has happened, but India has kept up its place. Okay, it has continued its progress. It hasn't given up its progress. It hasn't stopped. It still continued to develop. The geographical conditions have contributed immensely. The geographical conditions have contributed immensely, largely towards the development and progress of Indian culture. Now, which are these geographical conditions? So, geographical conditions like the landscape, mountains, deserts, plains, hills, plateaus. And so, India comprises most of Indian subcontinent situated on Indian plate, the northerly portion of the Indo-Australian plate. Indo-Australian plate. We are going to study this in detail as you go ahead. You will get to see. Now, come to just once again have a look at this map and come down. Students, before that, I just want to tell you, these lines which you see, these lines, they are called as the longitude. These lines are called as latitudes. So longitudes and latitudes. You have, these are the dotted line is the equator. This is the equator, which is 0 degree. Okay? We are going to study in this paragraph over here. So please pay attention. Don't get distracted. I was telling you about the location of India. Where is it located? Just now we are going to see about the location, size and the area that India occupies. Now, geographically, India lies in the northern hemisphere. Geographically, India lies in the northern hemisphere. Students, in the globe, you will get to see, like this is called as the North Pole. This is called as the South Pole. Okay. So this is the southern part. This is the northern part and this is the southern part. So when you see, this is equator. So India goes into the northern hemisphere. Underline that, northern hemisphere. Geographically, India lies in the northern hemisphere. It's not here down. If it was down, we would have said in the southern hemisphere. But it is towards the northern hemisphere. North Pole and the South Pole. India is in the northern hemisphere. It extends up to the southern part of Asian continent. Southern part of the Asian continent. This is the northern part of the Asian. Why I told you just before 5 minutes to have a look at the Asian continent? Because I told you India lies over here. And so India lies in the southern part of the Asian continent. We are below, down. Okay. This is the northern part. But in the northern hemisphere, we are in the northern hemisphere geographically in the southern part of Asia, Asian continent. The span of the mainland of India extends from 8 degree 4 to 37 degree 6 north latitudes and 68 degree 7 to 97 degree 25 is longitude. So see students, this I will explain you in the next lecture with just the map of India. Okay? The map of India. Now, what is that? The Tropic of Cancer, which is located at 23 degree 5 north latitude and divides the country into two parts, passes through the center of India. Now, the Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Students, I told you this is the equator. Just before the equator, just before above the equator, to little up, that is 23 degree up, you will get to see the Tropic of Cancer. And just below, down as you come, you have the Tropic of Capricorn. So, they are telling us over here, the Tropic of Cancer, which is located at the 23 degree over here. Look students, this is equator. Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree. Here you get to see the degrees written over here. 0 degree, 20 degree. Okay, then 40 degree, 60 degree. So, just 23 degree 0.5 north latitude divides the country into two parts. See, this Tropic of Cancer has divided India into two parts. Can you see this line? Okay. Now, what happens? The northern part is spread more in the east-west direction. The northern part into east-west direction. The large plains and the Himalayan mountain system are located in this part. Himalayan mountain. Students, tomorrow I'll show you you have the map, Indian map over here. The next page you have Indian map. There I'll explain you once again this all about the Indian Himalayan mountains and all. Now, the area to the south of Tropic of Cancer has a triangular shape and tapers towards the south. This part we are talking about. Look here. This part over here. Peninsular Plateau. Okay. So students, that triangular shape and tapers towards the south. This is basically a part of the Peninsular Plateau. This towards the south after Tropic of Cancer, the top part, upper part, which is northern, is known as a Himalayan mountains and all, that is above. But the down below is known as a triangular shape, is known as a Peninsular Plateau. It includes the eastern plains and the narrow western coastal plains. Okay, students? Now, come to the next paragraph. The latitudinal as well as the longitudinal extents of India are almost equal. See, students, I told you these are the longitudinal, these are the latitudinal. So, what is that? What is that? That extents of India is almost equal, which is about 30 degrees. But actually the length between Kashmir to Kanyakumari is 3,214 kilometers, and from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, the width is 2,933 kilometers. Now, I'll just turn the page, students. I have turned the page, students, for you to know it in better way. Now look here. I was telling you about the equator, okay, which is at the 0 degree. We also saw the Tropic of Cancer. This is Tropic of Cancer, which passes through the India. There are different states through which different states this Tropic of Cancer passes. And which are those different states, students? You will get to see that it passes from Gujarat, Rajasthan little bit, then Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. Okay, so this Tropic of Cancer passes through this. It also divides India into two. This is northern part. This is the southern one, which I told you I will explain you tomorrow, but I am explaining you right now only. This is the Peninsular Plateau. This is the Peninsular Plateau, which is towards the southern part. Okay. Now you saw that Tropic of Cancer, and then after that, just that we saw that from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. How many kilometers distance, students? 3,214 kilometers. Whereas from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, it is 2,000. Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, it is 2,933 kilometers. There is a difference of 2 hours in the local times between the two extreme places, starting from Gujarat in the west up to the Arunachal Pradesh in the east, due to the longitudinal difference. Now, students, this is our country. We are talking about India. And still there is a little bit of difference in the timing. And how many hours difference we are talking about? Students, the difference of 2 hours in the local times between two extreme places, starting from Gujarat to west side, that is up to Arunachal Pradesh, west up to Arunachal Pradesh in the east, due to the longitudinal lines, okay, due to the longitudinal differences. When it is sunrise in Arunachal Pradesh, it's given in your textbook, when it is sunrise in Arunachal Pradesh, look here, when it is sunrise in Arunachal Pradesh, it is still night in Gujarat. It is still night in Gujarat. So when it is sunrise already in Arunachal Pradesh, in Gujarat, Maharashtra, it is still night. The standard meridian of India is 82 degree 30 east longitude. It passes through 5 states. Its local time is accepted as the standard time of India. Now, look at this standard line, students. It passes through 5 states. And today I am going to give you the homework. Look at the standard line, students. Okay, it passes through different states. And so, my homework for you today is, I'll be giving you the answer, question on the board. You have to find out which are the states it passes through. Okay, which are the states that the standard line passes through. Student, look at this. This is a standard line, which we saw. This line is the Tropic of Cancer. You have Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn down. Okay, so students, I will be giving the questions. I'm going to stop over here. We have seen what is the, how many kilometers from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. We also saw the Tropic of Cancer, from which state it goes through. I explain you area wise where India lies, where location wise. Tomorrow we are going to see from about the areas. I just given you right now location, where India is located, into which hemisphere, and in Asia, where is the position of India? How many continents are there, I have told you. What do you mean by the cultural confluence? These are all the questions I am going to ask you, and I am going to stop the class over here. We shall see tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.